What's going on? How are you? I'm Rob. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the live stream. I forget to check what Chris Valenti's doing. I forgot. Sorry, give me a second. I wasn't ready. I went live not ready. My apologies. You know what? While you're waiting, could you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell? I appreciate you. I forgot to check the Valenti VOD. I guess you could do videos. Valenti vids, or just a Valenti VOD. Let's see what Chris Valenti's up to. Is he live right now? Nope. Chris Valenti's not even. I'm live before Valenti. Holy smokes. I usually like to get a little news from Valenti, dip my toe in the water with some good socialist news, some good comrade news, and then I finish the reading. What's up, Edward Thornton? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad you're here. We're going to talk about the general strike in Minnesota, and Donald Trump apparently wants to cancel the elections. But I've already talked about this. He said in 2020 he should have seized ballot boxes. So we all know this dude isn't even wearing his democracy mask anymore. He's just a petulant bitch and an entitled brat, and now that Daddy Trump isn't here to, feed the monster that is Donald, I still can't get over his name's Donald. History's gonna have to look back and be like, there was this tyrant named Donald, and people would be like, Donald? I guess it's kind of like Adolf, like these guys have fucking nerd names and they don't know how to cope. Besides, being all over the Epstein files, which Donald Trump is. Read Sasha Riley's, or read I forget the journalist who interviewed Sasha Riley. Read her Substack, listen to the podcast audios. Turtle Peace. Love turtles and love peace. So Valenti VODs isn't going live, but I am live. We got a lot to cover. I got a lot of audio for you, and especially now that the Black Panthers are back, I'm very excited about that. Finally, we needed this reemergence more than anything. The only ones to hold American imperialism accountable in the modern day have been the Black Panthers and their coalition. They are the ones. Look to the Panthers when hope starts to flee from you. Look to the Panthers. I've written them, and I'm just begging to join up. I just want a chapter here. If I got to be a White Panther, I don't give a rip. If I got to be a Latin King, I don't care. I just want to be a part of the coalition. This is the coalition that is going to push America forward and fucking provide equality for all. And we're going to listen to Black Panther Party. I don't know if he's a chairman or not. See, this is where I need to get my language correct, because I do not want to put any disrespect on Mr. Paul Birdsong's name or title. But he is doing God's work out in the streets, and he is helping defend the vulnerable, the marginalized, the oppressed right now. And he's doing it in the most American way. Remember that. The Black Panthers are displaying more American patriotism than these freak conservative 2A whatever, gun nut, whatever you want to call them, these psychos that are like wearing t-shirts, have 4,000 whatever at their house, always saying if tyranny comes for me. They're always wearing that snake chopped up shirt, don't tread on me. Well, where are they now? They're treading on people. The Proud Boys became ICE. They're treading on people. And the rest of the Republicans that, just sent thoughts and prayers every time we lost children in this country, they're all hiding. They're cowards. But you know what? Hope is here. The Black Panther Party is back. And I'm going to give you a little history lesson later in the show today. We're going to listen to some Fred Hampton. One of the, I don't know if I believe in icons, but Fred Hampton is definitely, I don't know what you say, a mentor, somebody I admire and look up to and have the utmost respect for. And if you want to follow his son, Fred Hampton Jr., I'll always link his YouTube channel down below. Go give Chairman Fred Jr. out in Chicago a follow. He's on YouTube quite often, so I love following him. Please follow. What's up, Dusty? Good to see you. We're not going to listen to any of these fascists. So fascists, if you mouth off, my mods will just get rid of you. We're tired. We know your take. You're the tough guys that love to fucking brutalize the marginalized people. You're the tough guys that, claimed you wanted the Epstein files. And as soon as you found out Trump was, I can't even like say the words. As soon as you found out he was in little, you guys got quiet. So you cowards, shut your mouths and get to the fucking back of the bus. Sit down and be obedient. We know what you're going to say. You just regurgitate whatever Donald Trump chirped today, even though he's probably pooping his pants and saying 3 times the same thing, like a goddamn dementia ad, He's like a bad SNL spoof parody of dementia patients. So just maggots, MAGATS, maggots, just keep your mouth shut. We know what you have to say. It's only what Donald Trump says. You have zero originality, zero integrity, zero credibility, zero morality, and we do not want to hear it. If I wanted to hear it, I'd just listen to goddamn Donald Trump, because you guys don't have any independent thought outside of what he thinks. So just shut the fuck up. Are we clear, maggots? MAGATS? Or I should call you red hats. Bunch of Tweedledicks. The red hats. I remember when America had the red coats. You could read about it in a book if Donald Trump hasn't banned it yet. And those were the traitorous sect of people here in America that when some of our forefathers were fighting for freedom, they were like, I think we should be loyal to the crown. And we have these people again, wanting a king and and bending the knee. Well, just so you know, I'll never fucking bend a knee to no crown. Sorry, too many of my family members died to make sure that I wouldn't, and I never will. So maggots, MAGATS, I'm getting this out of the way early in the live stream. And if you're new, don't worry. We're going to get to the news and the Black Panther Party. We're going to get to all of it. I got a lot of audio for you. There are Proud Boys and Oath Keepers out in being invited by our politicians to fucking Capitol hearings. I'm going to play that audio in just 1 second, but I need to address the maggots, MAGATS, the ones that leech off of Donald Trump. That's where they get all their information. That's where they get all their thinking. That's where they get all their bravado. Sit down and shut up. You're only good at being obedient. We will not bend the knee. You've made your choices. Now get the fuck out of the way. Because real America's coming through. Like the Black Panther Party. They're more real American than any 2A person I've ever met in my goddamn life. Ever. Watch the videos. Paul Birdsong. Out in the streets. Protecting people. That's American. And we're going to listen to Paul in a second. Heading into work, keep fighting. I will. Have a good day at work. Love the Clippy avatar. Zellner, I appreciate you. I'm here every single weekday. Remember that. And I will never shut up. I'll never bend the fucking knee. Donald Trump, he ain't got long. Let's face it, folks. He's 80 years old. And pretty sure in America with the healthcare system, our lifespan's much shorter than that. So he's pushing lucky right now. Hopefully pushing flowers soon enough. So fuck you, MAGA, shut up, and let the real Americans speak. Or let the foreigners speak. Or let anybody who wants to come to this country speak. But MAGA, you had your turn for the past goddamn 10 years and you turned us into a fascist, tyrannical, you guys are fucking bending the knee to a goddamn king. Your parents, this should bring shame. I wish we could bring back generational shame for MAGA. You understand me? Generational shame. Like your grandkids are going to have to pay for the sins of you. And I'm not even that kind of person. I believe in Jesus. The real Jesus, not the American one. The Jesus that fed the hungry. The Jesus that, didn't ask anybody for a copay when he healed them. That fucking Jesus. The Jesus that was hanging out with the immigrants, with the tax collectors, with the sinners and the whores, that Jesus. The Jesus you don't know about. The Jesus in the red writing. So I'm not even the person that likes generational shame. But you maggots really brought out, out the old me, let's say. You guys brought out the old me. The version of me that says, I don't know. Maybe we should get, maybe as leftists should get a little tyrannical and start marking you ICE agents. And bring shame on your whole family. You guys are going to be looking at vacations in Argentina soon. We got some news to get to, so let's do it. And this is why I'm pissed. If you're not pissed, maybe you're not paying attention to news. That's all right. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll bring you what I bring you, and we'll comment on it together. Okay. If you're on Reddit, you threaten me again, I'll make sure you never fucking be on YouTube. Shut your hole. Shut your fucking hole. You're in my live stream. You have some respect. This isn't your fucking grandmother's house. Have some goddamn respect when you come in here. I'm talking about liberties and freedoms, the things you're trying to take from everybody. So you shut your mouth. You understand me? Fucking punks. I'm just done with punks. ICE, these popsicle stick boys. I'm done with all these punks. You think you're tough because Donald Trump gives you the power? Just wait a few years. Just wait. Just wait till we're doing Hague Part 2. Because we are. We got your names on a list. Remember? Government employees. Save these lists, folks. Save these lists. These are your ICE agents right here. Recognize the names and save them. Because you know what? These are criminals violating our constitutional rights. You remember that. Because as soon as you forget it and as soon as you allow them to do it, we don't have any more rights anymore. They took them from you. But these absolute asshat popsicle stick boys got it coming. They're paid for by our tax dollars. They work for us to put boots in our neck. And I've had enough of it. Like the Black Panther said, which I'll play for you in a minute, these public servants should be scared they're going to lose their job. Remember that. Too many Americans got too fat and fucking comfortable watching goddamn MTV. Rest in peace, MTV. I know you got put off the air, one of your channels. And people forgot that if you don't exercise your rights, you lose them. And Donald Trump went, oh, let's just scoop all those up. And I'll use your own money to pay these frauds to go out and abuse you and oppress you. That is what's happening. Look it up if you can't understand how the government works. A government isn't a fucking corporation. I hate to break it to all you capitalists. It's a socialist fucking thing. It's paid for by us. We're redistributing our wealth to pay these people to oppress us. Wake up. Wake up. And join the socialists. Join the radical woke leftists. The people who want you to have healthcare, food, housing, have to, get somewhere, great public transportation. How about this? When the AI robots take over, fuck them. Let them. Go to work, robots. I got poetry to write. I want to sing songs. You know what I mean? I want to paint. Fuck that. Go ahead, take the job, robots. We'll implement UBI. It works. Universal basic income. We could do it. And you go, oh, you want other people's money. No, I want my wealth back. I'm a worker. I created that wealth that Elon Musk has. We created that. Don't you ever, ever forget it. Know your worth. All right? That's a pin my mom used to have. Well, now I got it, but so wake the fuck up, people. Wake up. You guys see this? Love this dude. Of course, he's got a Bruins hat on. Of course he does. The only thing ICE is protecting is the Epstein files. Remember that. Remember that. Oh, and by the way, we'll hit a couple meme news things. We'll do some meme news. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit notification bell. Meme news. You know how the boomers and all the hardcore alpha Joe Roganites were like, I don't like everybody having a trophy. And now we're here in a fascist tyrannical empire. Isn't that adorable that this guy has to have all the trophies? Like he throws tantrums if he doesn't win trophies. FIFA, whatever the fuck that is, made a peace prize for him. Like, what an embarrassment, He's like a toddler slamming his fists and feet on the floor, laying down screaming because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh my God. So some lady that was like, I don't know, maybe I can get a cut of this Venezuelan blood money. I was like, I'll give you my peace prize. And then the committee was like, that's not how this works. We understand you're dealing with a petulant dementia toddler Epstein files person, but you don't get to pass the peace prize along. So that's your chief queef right there. Mick Hitler needs a trophy, needs all the trophies. I hope you're proud, maggots. I hope you're proud. We're also going to read about American fascism. We're going to take a moment because this is a pamphlet from World War II. It's called Army Talk, which sounds like a funny SNL bit. Everything just sounds like an SNL bit to me. Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with my brain. You know, I don't want insurance companies to be the go-between between you and your doctor. Something's wrong with my brain. I'm the radical left woke mob that your senator warned you about. Why'd he warn you about it? Oh, because that would put him right out of a fucking job, right? But we're going to read about this in just a little bit. We're going to get to some Fred Hampton. But before we do that, let's just throw this up because rich people are now accounting for half of all of consumer spending. That says bottom 80%. So that's you and I. We have no money. But don't worry. A few people have all the money. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm sure Jeff Bezos is going to keep that local pizza shop that you love to go to open. I'm sure he's going to place the order that will keep them open all year. The order that will keep them open all year, right? Remember that. When you start barking about how you like local businesses and supporting local businesses, well, you can't do it if you don't have money. That's the first thing to go. But I'm going to play this audio for you. The head of the Oath Keepers was in the front row at a congressional hearing today. Head of the Oath Keepers in the front row at a congressional hearing. And you're going to hear how he got there.
The Oath Keepers is here with us in the audience. Stuart Rhodes is here today.
Who's clapping for him? Boo those people. Guys, America's been plagued by racist, insecure white men for a millennia. We need to rid ourselves of it. It's a cancer. It's a cancer that feeds capitalism, which ultimately feeds fascism.
Not every day, of course. Not every day, of course, you get to meet someone who was convicted of seditious conspiracy against the United States. Hasn't happened in 30 years. Of course, sitting in the front row in the reserved section, which is controlled by my colleagues across the aisle.
The Republicans invited a white supremacist to a congressional hearing. Your Republicans, all of them in this country, support white supremacy. It doesn't matter what their words say, their actions tell you. Their words are political words, meant to mean nothing and say nothing. Their actions, they invited the leader of the Oath Keepers, charged of seditious conspiracy against the U.S., to sit in the front row at a congressional hearing. Republicans are racist pieces of shit. All of them. I don't know why we're tolerating this. They work for us. If I hired a racist piece of shit, he'd be gone tomorrow. Gone tomorrow. Not thinking twice, get the fuck out. We shouldn't be allowing this, folks. And we are. Time to make them scared for their jobs. You ever had a job and you got worried that maybe you weren't doing the best you could? Your results weren't good enough? Politicians should feel like that. They're comfortable because they know corporations will pay any amount of money to trick you into keeping them there. Wake up.
Not sure why he's here. I don't know if he's here to tell us about the Oath Keepers' secret handshake or what treehouse they meet in or whether girls are allowed in. I've always wondered that about the Oath.
Listen, that's adorable, Rep Moskowitz, but like the time for humor is long gone. You should ask him, like, how does it feel to sit in a fucking room with different colored people than you? I'd love to know. Tell us your real feelings while you're here. Put that motherfucker on the spot. Make him say his beliefs, because like some of the chicken shits that are in my chat. Let me see. Let me scroll down. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. Yep, some of these chicken shits that are in the chat love to pretend like they have beliefs and type it away. They're probably checking the Truth social feed for Donald Trump at what they have to think at that moment. But the truth is I invite most of them to go do a live stream. Tag me. Tag me when you go live. I'll join. and just say your beliefs like I do. Show your fucking face. Don't hide it like ice. Show your face and say, I'm the radical left woke mob that Donald Trump scared you about. And you got scared. And you know why he did? Because his concepts of a healthcare plan are non existent. He's about to rob you of any kind of health you had. He's about to rob your family of the one thing you can't fucking buy in America unless you're wealthy: health. And I want you to have it paid for by his taxes, Elon Musk taxes, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, everybody on the Epstein list. We'll call it the Epstein tax fucking bill. The big, beautiful Epstein tax bill. And we're going to tax all the billionaires at 100%, so they have to just be $999 millionaires. Oh, poor guys. You're going to bootlick for that? Shut up. We're tired of it. You've had your way and our country's gone. I just can't wait till the fascist boots start stepping on MAGA. That's the one thing I will celebrate. And I'm a nonviolent person. I believe in Jesus. Turn the other cheek, all that shit. But I will celebrate when MAGA boots are on MAGA necks. Then they'll be wondering where the Black Panthers are. But yeah, these chicken shit maggots, you know, they won't do their own live. They won't show their own face. They're scared. You want to know why? Because they don't have beliefs. They just have hatred. And when you just have hatred, nobody likes you, you know? That's why we had to create a word, incel. I still can't get over that. Years ago, they created a word, incel, involuntary celibate. And here we are. You know, this is literally an incel Epstein movement. That's all this is. That's all this is. Understand me. He won't release the Epstein files, and this is a cult base of involuntary celibate boys, cowards. That's what is happening right now. These incels are so mad at the world because they didn't develop a personality or character, and they could get suckered by a Nepo baby, coastal elite Democrat, Donald Trump, who's in the Epstein files. And because they got suckered by him, they have the sunken fallacy thing where they're like, well, he's still hateful and I hate the world because, you know, no girls will like me. And we're here. There's also a lot of racism mixed in. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let's get back to this one.
Oath keepers. But yeah, he's here. I mean, I don't know. You have any questions, my colleagues across the aisle, for the head of the Oath Keepers?
No, because your colleagues across the aisle, the Republicans, invited him there. They know what he's about. Stop doing this. This is what I mean. The Democrats are fucking useless too.
Sitting in the reserved section of this hearing?
Why would you, like, this is how you need to operate when you have racists in your front row of the congressional hearing and the opposite party invited them there, okay? This is how you act. Why did you invite a racist white supremacist here who helped bring the Confederate flag into a federal building that had never been done before? Why? Answer me. We got time. We're on taxpaying time, and we don't do shit else. That's how you don't twinkle around and go, anybody want to ask him any questions? They know him. They invited him. They gave him front row seats. You don't get front row seats, personal invite, and be a stranger. It doesn't happen. Sorry.
I mean, he wasn't pardoned. He's still convicted of seditious conspiracy. Something you guys say didn't happen.
I can't even listen to the rest of this. The Democrats are such a bunch of just non-fucking speed bumps for racism. The Democrats are just non-obstacles for this fascist tyrant's cult base. Oh my God. I've always said this. So listen, if you're new here, I've always wait. New union poster dropped, folks. New union poster. Solidarity with TJ at the Ford plant. And we're going to talk about General Strike, January 23rd, Minnesota. General Strike. Let's bring the billionaire class to its knees. General Strike. Keep up the great work, brother. We're ready, bro. Tanaj, if I pronounce that correctly. Amen. I appreciate you. I hope you hit subscribe. I hope you hit the notification bell, and I hope you join us again. So, if you're new here, I reference these photos often. And I'm very happy to say that there's somebody else who's going viral on Twitter who's been saying the same thing I have. Because I've, been a student of history for a while, and I always looked at these photos and thought, where the fuck are some of these people right now? They didn't disappear. They didn't get Thanos out of existence. Wish they did. But they exist. They raised families. They had jobs. Maybe went into public service. That's a politician for all you maggots. I know you guys forgot. You voted for Trump and then you went, he's just my king. You voted for Trump and called him a king, you fucking anti-American piece of shit. Oh my God. This is hilarious because when you vote for someone, you dummies, they work for you. That's how America works. Even though it doesn't work like that because they really work for the corporation, Citizens United, whatever. But you know what I mean? In theory, like they're supposed to work for you. They're supposed to be scared they're going to lose their job. You idiots. We need schools, better schools, more money for schools. But I would always look at these photos and go, where are these? Look, that's a young face. That's a young jawline. Where are these pieces of shit? I'd like to hunt them down and ask them questions. This lady, this is a famous photo. Look at, where is that bitch right now? You know she's a grandma, maybe a great grandma. Where is she? I've always said this. I said, these people should not be proud. They should be fucking, they didn't have Facebook back then, so we couldn't be, Mark Zuckerberg can't be facial IDing everybody in these photos. But we do have the technology, so we found out. We found out. Hold on. I'm going to start playing this.
Among us. The question that I have when we see the pictures from 1965, where did all the racists go?
I say this all the time.
All the folks who was blocking Ruby Bridges from going to school in New Orleans, where did they go?
Where?
Who were their children? What businesses do they run?
They didn't get Thanos snapped out of existence. Where are these people? Just like everybody was going, hey, why aren't the Proud Boys doing those parades anymore? Oh, that's right, they're ICE. Try coming to a small town and try doing what you're doing in big cities, you'll lose. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Thanks for the $4.99. But are you serious? What's that corny ass fucking John Deere singing about country boy, small town? Are you joking right now? Try coming to a small town and doing what? Not being racist? What are you talking about, you fucking moron? Try coming to a small town and try doing what you're doing in big cities? What are you talking about? In Boston, do you know what we have? Every kid that goes to school gets free breakfast and free lunch. We don't have children going hungry in our cities. If you want to get a bachelor's degree, number 2, I'm just going to do one finger for striker. Number 2, you know what we do in Massachusetts? We taxed millionaires to pay for the food for the kids. And guess what else we did? We taxed those millionaires and billionaires, and now you can get a bachelor's degree for free at community college. Try doing that in a small town and I'll lose. So are you saying you hate feeding kids and want your people stupid? Listen to me, you moron. Stop fighting against your own community's wealth and fucking health. My Christ. This is why you paid $5 to say something so fucking dumb that people are like, holy shit, man. Does he hear what he's saying? This guy, Rob, wants free healthcare paid for by billionaires, a 3-day work week, fucking free college paid for by billionaires. And you're like, try coming to a small town and telling us to get educated. You disappoint me as an American. As an American. I've never met so many small town No, that's not true. Because there's a lot of small town people I like. I've never met so many maggots, MAGATS, that are like, Don't you dare try to make me use an ambulance for free instead of me dying by a heart attack on the way to the hospital because I took an Uber. That's American. You listen to the words that come out of your mouth, MAGA. Listen to them. They're anti-you. You're fighting against your best interest to serve the Epstein class. You are a fucking riot, but it's sad. It's hilarious, but it's sad. It's hilarious because how dumb you are. Let's be very clear. You are a moron. I can't believe that guy paid $5. By the way, I am only supported by your money, so he's supporting the channel. But again, he was like, try coming to my small town and giving us free health care. What? Really? You just want to watch people die like it's a third world country in America? What does your insurance company provide? What's the product? Tell me, Stryker. I'll read your comment. Tell me, Stryker, if you haven't left. If you didn't tuck tail and fucking leave. Tell me, Stryker, what do insurance companies provide for you? What? Tell me, Free Luigi. Come on, Stryker. Tell me. Tell me what the insurance companies are doing for your small town. Tell me. Come on, Stryker. Come on. Don't tell me you left because you got soft skin because I called you a moron. Jesus, that's the other thing about MAGA. You call them a moron, an Epstein class protector, and they get so butthurt. Guys, I thought you were the tough ones that were drinking liberal tears. You should have said drinking leftist tears because us leftists, we're we're emotional people. And we own it, Come on, Stryker. Are you gone? Did you pay your $5 and leave? Did you pay me $5 to figure out you're a fucking moron? Is that what it is? All right. There he is. He's here. All right, Stryker, I need you to tell me, what do insurance companies do for your small town? What do they do? No. MAGA really doesn't like to back down from a discussion, huh? Fucking idiots. All right, let's get back to these photos. Does anybody know who this little racist is? Does anybody know? He's very famous right now, if you watch football. Very famous. A famous guy in football for, I don't know, forever. I shouldn't say famous. I should say very recognizable person in the football industry. Anybody know who that is? We're going to get to it.
What boards do they serve on? They didn't go away. They just learned to use new language.
Angry white people who are holding American flags, signs that say race mixing is communism. Stop the race mixing. I don't want to sell my homes to niggers. I don't want my kids going to school with niggers. I'm against this idea that niggers and white people should be mixing. Does anyone know who this is right here? That is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the owner of what football team? Does anyone know?
Cowboys.
There you go. What jacket are you wearing?
Cowboys.
I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm not trying to guilt you. That's Jerry Jones. He's still alive today. So when you look at these photos and you see black and white and it's old, it's from a bygone era. It isn't. This is Donald Trump's generation. I've heard some people ask this rhetorical question. If you look at all of these pictures in the past and you see all of these angry white people and they're spitting on these kids and they're trying to racially segregate and they say, we don't want to race mix, and where did they go? Well, the answer is they're politically conservative. Those are the conservatives. That's them. But then more importantly, regardless of the conservative politics, they're the old people today. So when you look at American society and we're seeing this resurgence of white supremacy, white supremacy from this so-called bygone era, where did that come from? What?
Came from people like Jerry Jones, who was making sure he was front and center and photographable for these racist times. It's a good thing we identified him, right? Fuck you, Jerry. Fuck you. But if you're wondering when that guy is what? these people just turned into conservatives and now they're the Republicans. And people go, oh, no, that's not true. Well, let me just play this clip again for you at a congressional hearing and who the Republicans invited personally to sit front row. Let me just remind you, because again, do not believe people's words, believe their actions. And when I see Republicans doing actions like this,
Boy, the head of the Oath Keepers is here with us in the audience. Stuart Rhodes is here today. It's not every day, of course. Not every day, of course, you get to meet someone who was convicted of seditious conspiracy against the United States. Hasn't happened in 30 years, of course. Sitting in the front row in the reserved section, which is controlled by my colleagues across the aisle.
Sitting in the reserved section at a congressional hearing is the Oath Keepers, white supremacist Proud Boy knockoff brand. I don't know. Like, goddamn, what is he, Alabaman or something? These white people out in Oklahoma, fucking, we need to educate them. You know, this is the only way out of this. You got to educate them and go, you understand you're doing a service for the Epstein class. The Oath Keepers are the boots of the Epstein class. And not only are they the boots, but they also lick them to keep them clean. And that's all it is. That's all it is. They're just the boots on the ground for the Epstein class. Remember that. So when I hear about an Oath Keeper being in the reserve section invited by Republicans, I go, oh, those are horrible people. Horrible, horrible people. Like anti-American. They've duped you into your vote, taken money from corporations, and turned around, and they're using, this is the funniest part about this story in real life, is they're using these Oath Keepers. They're making them feel like, oh, wow, the Oath Keepers are here. Oh, look at that. They're making them feel really special. So they go and get hurt. It's like sending kids to war for them, you know, but in domestic war. What would you call that? A very uncivil war. It would be very uncivil. That's all this is. You think they give a shit about you? I know Trump will pardon you, but that means he doesn't have to share his money. That's why all those soy boys in Arkansas, the farmers that farm soy, are losing their farms right now. Because Donald Trump will give you a pardon, you know, because it's the stroke of the auto pen, or just a stroke that he had that he didn't tell anybody about. But he ain't going to share his money with you. Oh no, Donald Trump needs all the money, all of it, for spray tans. All right, now is the time Minnesota calls for a general strike on January 23rd to drive out ICE. That was some meme news. We're going to get to the Black Panthers in a minute. But, Hole, we have some reading to do. MAGA, I know this is the time you guys leave. You don't like reading. I get it. It's very scary. Right now, you're like, burn it! Burn the witch! That's what I imagine small town people doing. Somebody reading a book and they're like, burn that witch! Ah! She's casting spells on me. Don't be scared. They're just words. You put them together. It communicates things to people. It's okay, MAGA. I know you're trying to light your phone on fire right now, but don't. These are not magical Encanto spells, all right? I'm just a human reading. It's what we evolved to do. Fucking idiots. You goddamn morons. The country's run by morons and pedophile protectors. Just what the fuck is going on? I can't believe, and I gotta like try to convince people, you know, like that the Republicans are racist pieces of shit. This is insane. We're living in the most insane fucking times. Oh my God. I would go back to Pagers and VCS and Blockbuster movie. I just want to go to a Blockbuster on a Friday night and look around for the movie I really want to see that is not behind the DVD or the VHS case and get really bummed out and have to settle for some shit cult classic. And then when I'm home, I'm fine again. You know, like that's what I'm longing for. Something that does not exist. There's got to be a word for it. All right. If you're in Minnesota, I'm not hating on small towns, Bishop. Someone came in here, striker, paid me $5 and say, try what you're doing in those big cities and the small towns. And I said, what are we doing? Here in Massachusetts, we taxed millionaires and billionaires. We gave every kid in the school system free lunch and free breakfast. And you can get a bachelor's degree for free at community college. I said, try that in a small town and it won't work. Like, what are you, fucking anti yourself? Let me on the panel. Let's talk. Or are you afraid? You wish you would come on my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you for deleting that, Dusty. You wish. I've seen your things. I'm not reading it. I asked you a question you don't want to answer. You think, here's the thing. This is what MAGA forgets. I'm not as dumb as you. I'm just not. And I'm not going to fucking debate a moron who can't say more than one sentence that was so fucking stupid it was unreal. Like, what are you going to bring on here? I could just fucking run the Tim Pool feed if I wanted to have morons on my show. I'd like to have discussion. I'd like to have dialogue. You proved that you could not. I asked you one question. You said, no, you're not going to answer. But now you want to be invited on. You're adorable. See what I mean? See what I mean, folks? Sometimes you just got to live in life's moments. And this is a moment right here. Sometimes stupid people are just so adorable. You just want to pinch your little cheeks and go, look at you, little moron. How do you get places? Do you need a helper? You need someone to bring you places? You're adorable. God, I want to hug you, Stryker. You're so fucking cute and stupid. You remind me of some girls I went to school with. And God bless them, because I love these ladies to death. But they just, they were checked out. We didn't have Google and stuff. And they were just checked out. They were content being. And I love that about them. They were content being. But they weren't malicious like you, Stryker. You're malicious and hateful, maybe even racist. I don't know. But just your vibes. By the way, I'm Rob. I'm your official YouTube vibe coach. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is a vibe moment. This is where the vibe coach kicks in. Stryker, your vibes are off. I don't give a fuck if you're a veteran. I got veterans all over my family. If I want to talk to a veteran, I would talk to the Special Forces brother-in-law that I have. That's what I would do if I wanted to talk to a veteran. You are an anti-American veteran telling me try giving free healthcare to us in a small town. Like, get the fuck out, bro. You can't debate with stupid people. That is very true, Sandy. Here's a Mark Twain quote. If you try to debate with stupid people, they will drag you down to their level and beat you with fucking experience. That's a loose Mark Twain quote. It's a loose one, but I have to attribute it to Mark because Mr. Samuel Clemens coined that. But he did say, I had like the meme somewhere because I would bring it up because I said, I like Mark Twain, and if he's going to tell me if you try to argue with stupid people, they'll bring you down to their level and beat you with experience, then I'm going to take his advice for it. But Stryker, just trust me, free healthcare is a good thing because you're going to find out later in life you don't want to die because of something that you could go see a doctor to, but because of an insurance company, you can't see the doctor or the doctor can't get it approved, which is happening all the time. Just look at the Dilbert creator. He was anti-free healthcare, so he begged the president for cancer meds. But the president's got dementia and pooping his pants all the time, so he forgot about it. And Dilbert died. We should have free healthcare. We're the only country that doesn't. And we can get it easily by taxing billionaires. I don't understand why people protect billionaires. We have news to read. Okay. The movement against ISIS continued to surge in Minneapolis and Minnesota and across the United States in the wake of the killing of Renee Good. On January 13th, a coalition of faith leaders, union presidents, business owners, and community figures in Minneapolis call on every worker in Minnesota to refuse to show up to work. Amen, all power to the people. And every single Minnesotan to not spend a dime. Friday, that's next Friday, 1 week from today. That's why we're hitting it right now. Because if you're out in Minnesota or know somebody in the snow, let them know, okay? Do good. Share the word. To demand an end to the, quote, violence and horror that ICE has unleashed on the community and the agency's complete removal from the state. We're going to leverage our economic power, our labor, and our prayer for one another, said Janae Bates. We're not going to shop. We're not going to work. We're not going to school. Friday, January 23rd. Amen. Amen to this. This makes my heart warm. Dozens of labor unions, faith groups, businesses, community organizations across the state are backing the call, with many more joined by the hour. Some people, they call that a strike. For many of us, we say it's our right to refusal until something changes. And that is your right here. You have a right to strike. You have a right to assemble in the streets. You have a right to address your government. Don't you ever forget that. Understand that. Because if you don't exercise them, they will be taken from you like they are right now. Understand it. Hold on. Wait, that was Sandy? Sandy? Hold on. I know I read your comment. Sandy Johnson, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I didn't even call that out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Again, I'm Rob. I'm your official YouTube vibe coach. I'm the radical left woke mob that they warned you about. Head of Antifa. I don't give a shit. Call me whatever. Just don't call me late to dinner. Just kidding. You can call me late to dinner. Food sucks nowadays. American food is such garbage. They're probably putting plastic in it. We're all made of plastic now. We're fucked. The water's poisoned. The air's poisoned. They're trying to poison the ground, poison the fucking clouds. And it doesn't have to be like this. That's the worst part. There's like people fucking in America that are like, I don't care if they just build an oil stack next to my house. I should be fine with no health insurance. And then they sell us bottles of water. You know how mad that makes me? They steal our rights to the ground and the water, and then they sell it back to us. One day, I believe in Jesus. And I think he forgives a lot of people, but not Nestle, the company, Nestle. I don't think he's going to forgive them. I think he's going to fucking two-step on their grave. Anyways, what else? Violence in Minnesota backed by Nazi rhetoric in Washington. This is a great article. I linked it down below, all right? If you want to read anything that I bring up like this, I usually link it down below. Also, Trump's delusional sheeple. TDS, that's what it is. Also, Leif Erikson, sorry. All respect to the Vikings, to the forefathers. Oh, I could summon some of that Thor power right now. I feel like coming down on ice with the fucking Mjolnir, the lightning shoot out, right? God damn. But I'm not a violent person, so I wouldn't want to do that, I don't call for violence. I call for you exercising your rights. That's what I call for. And every American should. And there were a bunch of fraudulent Americans and, they're 2A defenders and all this and wearing little weapons on their lapel. And now where are they? Or are they? They're either ICE or cowards. And ironically, those are the same thing. Weird. Okay. I wanted to read this part of the article because some of these Jesus believers got shit twisted. Prayer is not a passive activity. It is one of that of action. And if you look down here, it says prayer is not a passive activity. It is one that it is of action. It is one about transformation. It is one where we get to transform ourselves and this world. And who said Janae Bates? Was that a quote from her? I believe, no, Pastor Brian. Who is this quote from? Oh, no. It is Janae Bates. Sorry. So Janae Bates. Lady spitting fire. I like it. But remember that, Christians. You so-called followers of Jesus. If you're in America, I'm very suspect of you. That's why I got to clarify. I am not American Christian. I'm like, the anti-establishment, killed by the state, fed everybody, didn't ask for their SNAP card or how many hours they worked, healed everybody, didn't ask for a copay or what insurance they had, and hung out with all the marginalized people while the state executed him. That kind of Jesus follower. I read the fucking book. I didn't have some goddamn dude on a fucking pedestal telling me about it. They tried to. I was raised Catholic, man. I'm from Boston. And they spoke it in Latin. And as soon as they started doing that, I said, what are they hiding? What is in that book? Is there a magical fucking wordage that you can change shit? Like, what are they hiding with that Latin? And then you read it and you go, oh, shit. Roman Catholics are just the Roman Empire co-opting Jesus' message to keep using oppression in the religious sense. And then once you figure that out, you go, oh, Jesus was against all this shit. You're all going to hell. I can't wait to see the Pope and tell him that. I would love to. Pedophile protector, you're going to hell. Rise up, people. Speak out. You only get one life, And if you spend it with your fucking mouth catfish to Donald Trump's rump, you're going to regret it. Either that or we'll put it on your gravestone so everybody knows. But this was an important article. Check it out down below. What else we got for the news? Look at this. This is Christianity in action, folks. In action. None of that Joel Osteen, send me the seed money, thoughts and prayers. I'll keep my church closed while the city floods and I have space to take people in. That's right, Joel Osteen did that. Right after he did that, he blocked me on Twitter. I was just quoting Jesus at him. I don't know why he had to block me, Joel. What are you scared of, Jesus? Interesting, Joel. Anyways, this is Jesus at work. Minnesota Church has delivered more than 12,000 boxes of groceries to families in hiding. Amen. If you can support them, do it. I don't know if I linked this one down below because this was kind of the last minute. This is our last minute tie on for the news commentary. We have to get to some Black Panther stuff. We have to. I'm sorry. But before that, let me show you this. Anybody seen this yet? This is pretty wild. The Americans who are refusing to bend the knee to a tyrannical king in Minnesota, the real Americans, the protesters, exercising their rights, found this. This is a crown that it looks like it says "Make History," and it's on this metal fucking trophy. It's so weird. Didn't Republicans like bitch and complain that everyone gets a trophy all the time? Well, it turns out ICE is getting trophies for capturing people. Like, this is what they're handing out. And this is what the Minnesota Americans, people taken to the streets, exercising their rights, the real Americans in Minnesota, not those popsicle stick boys. But the real Americans found this. And now the images are circulating. I don't know what clearly defines you getting this trophy. That's so adorable. It's so adorable. ICE needs trophies for human rights violations. It's so adorable. You guys need a trophy to feel good about yourself? Aw. Is beating up women and children not pleasure enough for you psychos? Now you need a trophy? What are those, vultures? Because you're picking at the carcass of the Statue of Liberty? You bunch of Fruit Loops. You fucking... Oh, I can't wait till you're all in Argentina under different aliases. But I want to show you that because everybody needs a trophy, even ICE and the president. Bunch of puss bags. We're going to read about American fascism. This is a World War II Army pamphlet that I wanted to share with you. But we got to get to my favorite people on this earth, the Black Panther Party. All power to the people. Oh my God. I love that the Black Panther Party has reemerged. I've studied them in the late 60s and 70s, the Panther 21, and just the things, if you know anything about the Panther Party, the things that the Panther Party did, exercised every freaking American right you have, and they did it properly. And these people are my heroes, and they are back. Paul Birdsong, you might have seen the video of him circulating. This is Chairman Fred. Put some respect on his name. But I'm going to play audio of Paul Birdsong, who is out in Minnesota helping defend vulnerable communities. Or was he out in Philly? I think he's out in Philly. Sorry. Been talking too much about Minnesota. Hold on, give me 1 second. There's some small dick little asshole in the chat. I just had to mute. Sorry for the language, but you know, I call it as I see it. Wait, who else is here? Oh, 75 viewers is a sweet spot. How many we got? 260, 290. What's up? By the way, if you're new, I'm Rob. Welcome to the show. I do a live commentary on the news, and I try to educate, inform, wake up, and turn people into the radical woke mob because we're building and growing. And once we take over, 3-day work week, 5 years guaranteed parental leave. If the Republicans really valued family values, they would give you 5 years federally protected time off from birth till your child goes to school, because that is essential time to help raise that child. 5 years, 3-day work week. Healthcare paid for by billionaires. College paid for by billionaires. Great school systems, great public transportation. You name it, you got it. Federally protected sick time, vacation time. No more earning your sick hours. No more getting a job and going, oh, I just got sick. Oh, I didn't earn my sick time. No more of that bullshit. We're getting into the 31st century or whatever the fuck we're going into. It doesn't matter. That's what we believe in. So when Jeffrey Epstein's best friend Trump, I think that's what the J stands for, tells you be scared of the radical leftists, it's because he wants all the money for himself. He's trying to take your homes and your health. Your homes and your health. I want you to have that home and good health. I think it might cheer you up. You stop being such a racist prick. But for the rest of you who are not that, oh, welcome. I'm Rob. I'm your official YouTube vibe coach, leftist, Antifa, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. They're words. This is the funniest thing about Republicans. They're like, oh, are you triggered? No, call me a comrade. Call me a communist. What does it fucking matter? They're words. I don't give a shit. I don't even know you. Piss off. Again, sorry. Don't mean to go down that road all the time, but you know what I mean. I'm Rob, and I would love it if you join the Vanguard, join the coalition, join the family, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I have to say this, I am only sponsored by you, the viewer. That's it. I don't take any Russian money like Tim Pool, okay? I don't need Turkish hair plants. I have a lot of hair. In fact, I can't fucking get rid of it. I couldn't go bald if I tried. Okay? So you guys can make fun of the hat all the time. I don't give a shit. I can't afford heat. It's freezing. But I don't take the Russian money and then pretend I was a victim. Oh, I got paid millions of dollars. I'm a victim. I'm Tim Pool. I was tricked into earning millions from Russia. Poor me. You guys should feel bad for me. Anybody that's so stupid, here's a life lesson. This is why I'm your vibe coach. Hit subscribe. Anybody who's stupid enough to watch Tim Pool say he was a victim to taking millions of dollars from Russia and then still trust him to relay the news to you, you're fucking stupid. You understand? You're bottom of the barrel. Stupid. Because if he could get duped by that, he's duped by everything. You know? You getting paid millions of dollars. You're like, well, I wonder why the money keeps coming in and none of my metrics have changed. What's going on? Maybe the venom I'm spewing out of my butt mouth is why they're paying me. I can't believe he really went on his own podcast and called himself a victim. Holy shit. And there's a large audience that watches him and was probably like, oh man, I feel bad. It must have been horrible taking all those millions from Putin. Must have been absolutely brutal. Did you build a second skate park? Oh my God, Tim. Oh my God. No, he probably Tim Pool. If you're watching, don't hit subscribe. Fuck you. But let me just say this: you got millions of dollars, bro. Go to Turkey and do those hair plants. You know. Do the gender affirming care you're so scared of that Elon Musk did, that Donald Trump does when he puts on his foundation and eyeliner, that JD Vance does, that Pam Blondie does, that Pete Hegseth does. You know, he does Botox. This is all gender affirming care so they can look more like the gender they want to fucking feel like, because all of them are insecure. So Tim, go do your gender affirming care. Get some hair plants in. You can take the hat off like me. Look like a wild person. You could dye it. You could do whatever you want with your hair. Isn't that nuts? I dyed my pink in honor of Kurt Cobain. The greatest ever. Speaking of Kurt, I'm going to play some Paul Birdsong right now. I'm going to play a great artist, local artist here on YouTube for you towards the end of the show because I love showing him off. And I'll tell you who he is when I'm playing him. But he sounds just like Kurt. He's bringing grunge back. He's amazing, and support him. Support local art, not AI art. Don't support Peter Palantir Eater. Here is Paul Birdsong, a message from the Black Panther Party.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Paul Birdsong reporting for Active Community Defense Duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us. And Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and blacks from all over the world working together to fight oppression. Again, the Black Panthers stood with the Mexicans, stood with the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, stood with the Japanese, the Vietnamese. The Black Panthers did a whole campaign to end the Vietnam War because they stood with Vietnam. So for you guys who are talking all of this gibberish about, oh, you guys aren't following traditions of the original, who do you think our leaders are? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther, right? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther who walked with Huey Newton. That's our leadership. And Billy J. Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right-hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, you know, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not Black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe, no matter what your ethnicity is. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what you talking about. You telling us what we're supposed to be doing as Black Panthers, and you don't know the first thing about a Black Panther.
Know your history, folks, is very important. It's very important. Because if you don't know your history, you'll listen to somebody who's perverting that history, and you'll think that's the truth. Learn it for yourself, for real. Now, I want to play for you one of my heroes, Fred Hampton Jr., Chairman Fred.
A lot of people don't even understand that word that they'll use a lot. But what we're saying is that there are white people in the mother country that are for the same type of things that we are for.
If you can't hear, the audio is from, Jesus, the 60s. Fred saying there are white people in the mother country that stand for what we stand for, echoing what Paul Birdsong was saying.
For stimulating revolution in the mother country. And we said that we will work with anybody, form coalitions with anybody.
We will work with anybody, form coalitions with anybody
that has revolution on their mind.
Revolution on their mind. Sounds like a song. No, I think there's Carolina on my mind. I don't know. It sounds like a song, though. It should be.
We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism. And we know.
Did you hear that? We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism. That's all it is. Divide and conquer. Well, they siphon all the profits, extrapolate, exploit your hard work, the wealth you created to feed the greed in the Epstein class. That's all it is. And this is from the 60s. Know your history.
So the racism is a byproduct of capitalism. Everything would be all right if everything was put back in the hands of the people. And we're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people. Everybody in the state of Illinois is going to have to be involved or even around the revolution because we're going to have one. We're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to even have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard.
You hear what he said? We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. That reminds me of the general strike in Minnesota, on January 23rd, because it's hard to say, I'm not going into work. Not going to school. That's not hard. Kids, step up. Show the old folks how it's done. But to say, and I understand this as a labor organizer who has tried to organize strikes, unions, etc., etc. It is a scary thing for people who are there for healthcare, trying to make rent, MAGA, trying to afford egg. And save your comments, MAGA. I know you're going to go, hey, eggs are cheaper now by me. Okay. I use egg as a metaphor for affordability, just so you know. It's a little sarcasm. My mom always told me, your sarcasm is too dry. Nobody understands you. And I know when I'm speaking to people in like Oklahoma, it goes over their fucking head. But what are you going to do? You know, you can't change.
We got to start learning, and you learn through practice.
We're going to have to start learning, and you learn through practice.
We got to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes.
We're going to have to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes. And I could tell some of you ain't made enough mistakes, because we're here, MAGA.
We got to start getting out there with the people. And a lot of times we think we're better than the people, but that's an insult, and that's criminal. Thank you.
Did you hear what Fred Hampton just said? My God, he is one of the most well thought out, insightful speakers of our fucking time. There should be statues. He should be on our money. Fred Hampton just said, hold on, I gotta rewind this. Oh my God. Listen to this.
Making mistakes. We got to start getting out there with the people. And a lot of times we think we're better than the people.
A lot of times we think we're better than the people.
But that's an insult, and that's
But that's an insult. That's criminal.
criminal. Think you're better than the people.
To think you're better than the people.
We got to get together and learn where it's at. It's going to take a lot of hard work.
That is so powerful. And he lived his life that way. If you don't know who Fred Hampton was, he started the Rainbow Coalition. He joined, he got gang violence with the Viceroy or the Latin Kings, I forget, to stop so they could join the Rainbow Coalition and form a political alliance and movement amongst the working class, amongst the people. No war but class war. He started the free breakfast program for children and fed I don't know how many children. He was doing God's work. And some of you, your racism might blind you to that. And I would encourage you to look beyond it. But he was also one of the greatest speakers of our time.
All power to the people. And I just want to tell you that the chairman of the Black Panther Party is going to be ungagged, and they're going to have to take those chains off him. But they're only going to have to do that if there's enough organization, and if there's enough education, and if enough people know about the chairman's plight. And that's our job. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to tell everybody in the world what's going on with Chairman Bobby. A lot
Hold on.
intend to play the role that Germans play. We have to show them by our actions that we do not intend to play the role that the Jews play. When they got together, you know, this Bobby Field, yes, they got together with guns, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because we need some guns. Black people need some peace. White people need some peace. And we are going to have to fight. We're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace. Because the people that we asking for peace, they're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers, and they don't even understand what peace means. And we've got to fight them. We've got to struggle with them to make them understand what peace means.
I can't implore you enough to understand. This was 60 years ago. And it speaks truth to today.
Bobby Field is going through all types of physical and mental torture. But that's all right, because we said even before this happened. And we're going to say it after this, and after I'm locked up, and after everybody's locked up, that you can jail revolutionaries, but you can't jail a revolution. Right. You might run a liberator like Eric Cleave out the country, but you can't run liberation out the country. You might murder a freedom fighter like Bobby Hutton, but you can't murder freedom fighting. And if you do, you come up with answers that don't answer, explanations that don't explain. You come up with conclusions that don't conclude. And you come up with people that you thought should be acting like pigs, that's acting like people and moving on pigs. And that's what we've got to do. So we're going to see about Bobby, regardless of what these people think we should do. Because school is not important and work is not important. Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all. We're going to see about Bobby, because Bobby came and saw about us.
I want to remind you, when it comes to January 23rd, the Minnesota general strike, in the words of Fred Hampton, because school is not important, work is not important, because we got to stop fascism or fascism will stop us all. That includes you, maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S, that includes you. All, meaning, you know, everyone outside of the Epstein billionaire class. It's going to stop us all. They don't believe in facts, though. The cult leader won't allow it. That's true. The facts are whatever he says that moment. Is Crash here? I haven't seen Crash in a while. Dusty's doing God's work, I can see. Baby jail until you self-reflect and engage with current content. Eggs were expensive because around of the bird flu, and not only that, the bird flu helped accentuate under the guise of tariffs and the what were they saying, the transportation stuff. But really, there's been articles because this has been investigated that it was the egg companies colluding together to provide scarcity to shoot the prices up to make bigger profits. It wasn't just the bird flu. That was such a small part of it. And I encourage you to seek out that article. If I have to, I'll find it and I can post it in the community if you hit subscribe and notification bell. But it's good to inform people about this stuff because what you think in your head is, oh, it was the bird flu. But really, it was the greed of a few egg companies, because there aren't many local egg companies anymore. It's one or two. And they going, hey, we could say this bird flu thing and the tariffs and all this bullshit that's going on, Bidenflation. We could hide under the guise of that, produce much scarcity, jack up the prices. Our profits go ring, ding, 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 ding. And since we don't pay our people enough, we'll just buy that third yacht. That's what it was. It's been reported on. Nobody cares though, because nobody cared about eggs in the first place. Understand? Nobody cared about eggs in the first place. Because you don't care about affordability and vote for a Nepo baby, Epstein files absolute pervert who was a coastal elite, bragged about having a gold toilet, has never balanced a fucking book in his life, bankrupted casinos, doesn't even know the word groceries, couldn't tell you the cost of eggs. You don't vote for someone like that who's so far removed from the real world because he's a Nepo baby. His dad gave him all his wealth. You don't vote for someone like that thinking they're going to help affordability. You just don't. Well, if you do, then I don't know. What's the word for if you do? Oh, stupid. Then you're just stupid. That's what it is. You're stupid if you thought a coastal Democrat elite from New York named Donald Trump, who got all of his wealth from Fred Trump, his father, was going to care about the price of eggs. I know he said that a lot, but remember what I said at the early parts of this live stream? Stop believing politicians' words and see what their actions are. And with Trump, you can see a long line of racists, goofball, bad business, bankruptcy, suing people, except for anyone who calls him a pedophile protector. He doesn't sue anybody that does that. He sues a lot of people for emotional damages, but not when they call him a PDF file protector. Interesting. So you look at their actions. Look at their actions. And you see what they've done before, and it can give you a little hint to what they're going to do. And now we're here because, they gutted the American education system, and people are just like, that guy sounds good. I vote with my emotions. And I have... Here's the funniest thing about MAGA. They're completely emotional creatures, right? Like, everything is emotions for them. That's why they would burn books. Books can't get you, folks. You don't have to burn them. If you don't want them, they'll just sit in a library that you'll probably defund at some point. But a MAGA creature is just completely an emotional wreck, And they are also the ones that say shit like facts don't care about your feelings. And if we weren't in such terrifying times, like this shit would be hilarious, Because like the deep irony of these emotional creatures having bumper stickers that saying facts don't care about your feelings, or the better irony of the people who have the bumper sticker of like KILL, your local PDF file. They have those bumper stickers, but then they have a MAGA sticker right underneath. And it's like, well, maybe shoot yourself. I don't know. Sorry, something stuck in my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, we listen to Fred Hampton. Here's your history lesson for today. Oh my God, did you guys see this in the news? Jeanette, it's so funny you're admitting that. Okay, so you support Epstein and all his pervert friends? That's what that says when you say MAGA. It's such a weird thing to own, You guys will be hiding in a few years, don't worry. Venezuela at this time of year is nice. Did you guys see this? This whore, this reply chat whore who, gotten Elon's replies and had a baby with him. Not by sex. I don't think his thing works. I think he sent her a tube. But the mother of Elon Musk's child sued over the deepfakes. Elon Musk's baby's mama had to sue him because he's allowing his AI bot to do deepfakes of her. This is your party of family values? MAGA? Jeanette, you're a MAGA? Jeanette, you're a MAGA? So this is your party of family values, huh? Family values are letting the dad, the not at home dad, the absentee father, use a AI that he created to make deep fakes of your child's mom, she's a young lady too. This is the party of family values. I don't know too many Republicans, mostly because they're in hiding right now. They've scraped all the stuff off their trucks, and they don't want to be known for protecting Epstein's best friend and trafficker. But I don't know, Republicans. You don't really stand for much besides white supremacy, because nobody's buying this bullshit family values stuff anymore. You know, Elon Musk is one of the biggest contributors to all of your elections, and he's an absentee father 15 times over and allowing his mother to be deepfaked, or his baby's mother to be deepfaked. That's ruthlessly disgusting. It's a new kind of depraved, you know? So just remember that when these people say they're for family values, that's to distract from their hateful, fear-filled decision-making that is usually racist, capitalist, exploitative, and hate-filled. Hate-filled. That's it. And they hide behind the facade of like, oh, I stand for family values. Yay, Elon, I'll vote exactly how you tell me to say, which is what one girl said. I have the video on my YouTube channel somewhere. I had to document some of this shit for history's sake. That one girl in whatever Supreme Court judge race, she goes, I voted exactly like Elon told me to. I'm like, what happened to Americans where they just became these fucking sheep, you know? That guy has a lot of money. I'll listen to what he says, irregardless of how my life's going. I want you to listen to Tad Stormer for just a minute. Just the beginning. I'm not going to play all 10 minutes of his video, but just the beginning. Tad is amazing.
All authority of a legitimate government comes from the consent of the governed. That authority exists for the benefit of the governed.
Do you hear that? Just this opening line. Pay close attention. All authority from the government comes from the consent of the governed.
All authority of a legitimate government comes from the consent of the governed. That authority exists for the benefit of the governed.
That authority exists for the benefit of the governed, not for the corporations. Please understand this. Our government exists to make sure the people have a good welfare state, that our welfare is okay, that they're taking care of our welfare. Do you understand? It's not to make sure that if a corporation wants to mine or smokestack or data center your neighborhood, that they get all the permits and they don't care about who or how many or what happens to the surrounding community. That's not why governments are here. You people need to wake up.
To further their interests, protect their rights, secure their liberty. That's the Lockean Compact. It's in the Declaration of Independence. It's in the preamble to the U.S. Constitution.
That's all I'll play for you, because that's very important. Did I link him down below? Oh my God, did I? I meant to again today, and I don't think I did. Tad, T-A-D, Stormer, S-T-O-E-R-M-E-R. Tad Stormer. Check him out on YouTube. Amazing, amazing. Is Valenti live yet? Yeah, he's live. Hold on. United States of America's phone.
I tried everything.
Hold on.
Coffee.
I'm going to see what... Valenti VOD. If you're of the socialist persuasion, he is one of the legends on YouTube. Let's see what
for national security. It's unfucking believable. I got a whole bunch of clips from this stupid fucking round table that he did.
No, there isn't. You'll never be able to get them up. Never. I mean, the whole industry is going to be torn apart. I said, we'll get them up easily. Are you crazy? Of course we'll get them up. That's what I do for a living. I get...
What is he... How could anybody look at Biden and say, like, oh, that guy's really old, I'm not voting for him, and then go to Trump and be like, the embodiment of youth. Like, America's overrun by idiots. But for the rest of us, you know, suffering with this 1/3 of idiocracy, Comments are going to be deleted when they're the MAGA troll bots. Just so you know, Moshu. I just, we're just done with these bots. I put that in quotes because we don't know. They're foreign agents, foreign actors. Elon already proved this. You know, Elon put on the account location origin on Twitter. And it turns out all those super hyped up MAGA influencers that none of them had an avatar. It was usually like Donald Trump. And they were like, Donald Trump's my president, America first. They were all from other countries. This is a major psyop and like cyber warfare. So they're in the comments. They're trying to convince other Americans that the best thing for America is not to have healthcare, to just let corporations run everything and to invade everywhere. You know, where most people, their gut instinct is like, nah, I don't think so. You know, but they're here from Putin and Nigeria and Southeast Asia, wherever the other fascists roam, and they're paid for their quotas, and they come into the comments and they start saying stupid stuff. It's usually repetitive, like Trump King, Trump 2028. It's like, really? You want an 85-year-old president? That's what you want? The guy's already pooping his pants. I read, oh, I forgot to get this. I got to get it. I read about someone who was in a meeting with Donald Trump, that meeting where he kept going, looking out the window, probably because he had to get up to fart. But they were saying he smells like rotten roast beef. The guy is decaying in real time, and you're going to vote for him in another 2 years? My Christ. These people are morons, and that's what I mean. It's like comments like that, where you're like, okay, Russia, come up with something better. You're not speaking English yet? Come on. I'm sorry, man. If you're believing anything that Trump's going to do is going to benefit you, what you did you fucking hit your head? At this point, I just don't understand. You think this long into the lie game, he's going to start getting real with it? Did you get your $2,000 check, Moshu? Did you? Or do you have a brain injury? You think he's honest now? Mike, this is what I mean. Like, there's no hope. These people just want this pedophile protector to, like, do something good. It's like, bro, I hate to say it, you're compromised. You're compromised. If you're ignoring the Epstein files and talking about whatever insurance shit he's doing, I ignore all that. You want to know why? Because I'm not a moron. Here's how I look at Trump. I go, oh, he's in the Epstein files. Yeah, I don't trust him. And that's it. And that's it. I promise you. So when he says, I'm giving you a $2,000 check, I go, okay, right. When he says I'm doing my healthcare plan now, I go, that's adorable. Just go back to pooping your pants and letting Stephen Miller be baby Goebbels on fucking TV, okay? Like, really, you're compromised. Your mental capacity to understand that this dude just lies all the time, in real time. Maybe you watch too much mainstream media like Joe Rogan, because those people are meant to massage your neck muscles so you can deep throat his lies. That's what Joe Rogan is. He's a neck massager. Throat. He's a throat massager for Donald Trump's lies, so you swallow it easier. If you think his 80 years of lying is finally coming to an end and now he's telling the truth about the concepts of the healthcare plan, he already revealed it in that big, beautiful bill. He's trying to strip you of healthcare. He's not fucking negotiating for you. He didn't even write his own book. I can't believe I got to explain this to people when they're like, oh, well, what do you think he says about this? You know what I think? Release the Epstein files. That's what I fucking think. Whenever he says something, I go, release the Epstein files. Do that, and then we can talk about healthcare. You take me for a ride, right? Right, Moshu? The guy, Donald Trump, who ripped the subsidies from American people and strip them of their health care because they're not going to be able to afford it, is now the hero with health care? Did you have a traumatic brain injury recently? I can't fucking believe Americans. Think for yourself! I know you want to love this old MacDonald-looking motherfucker, but my Christ, just have a shred of integrity. Just have a shred of integrity, you know? When you hear the Epstein files thing and that he's hiding 98% of it, go, I don't know if I trust this guy. Just say that. Just say that out loud. I don't know if I trust this guy. You know, that's the first step. We got to put you in recovery. Jesus. Erica, because we aren't in it for the money. We want human rights. Yeah, here's the thing, Erica. You could have all the money in the world. Ain't going to give you any fucking rights. Okay? Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Dusty. It's hard to cope with these fucking Charlie Clan people. How did he strip healthcare? Oh, God. We're dealing with like a class A moron. Did you miss the... Did you just wake up? That's what it is. You just woke up. You had to have just woke up. Mushu. Either that or like has the fucking what was it called? Has the Pony Express not made it to your town? Bro, how'd you get the internet? You missed the big beautiful bill where they cut out all the subsidies, so anybody who's on the Affordable Care Act, it's also called Obamacare. They're not two different things. And Obamacare was a Republican Heritage Foundation creation. Mitt Romney first implemented it here in Massachusetts. So when you're going to complain about the Democrats and Obamacare, just know it's Republicans who created this, okay? But he took away all the fucking funding that helped pay for that for Americans and gave it to ICE. Are you really not paying attention? This is like, I might have to have stipulated. To watch a live stream, you have to know something that's going on in America. Like you just have to have a little bit of a pulse and understand a little of what's been happening because I can't break it all down all the time, but I'll take the time for you, Mushu, because if we can win you over and get you to stop hating Americans and not wanting Americans to have health care. And by the way, Mushu, if you think Donald Trump's going to give you health care, that's hating Americans because he's, a liar. And you don't trust liars. Or do you? Oh, you're in a bad relationship, aren't you? Your girl keeps lying to you? Shit, I'm going to have to break out the Vibe Coach hat. I could help you through it, but, you got to listen to me. I don't think we have time for it today. Stop trusting liars. Stop trusting liars. Okay? I work, so I have health care. Making my case for fucking socialism. Yeah, that's the whole point. The Heritage Foundation tied work to healthcare. So you have to work to have it. There's a lot of people in America that can't work. Disabilities, children, old folks. They should have healthcare no matter what. I know, Moo, everything's about you. That's typical MAGA. Typical MAGA is like, I care about me and no one else. And then they like to fucking pledge the allegiance and salute the flag and all this shit, even though they hate everybody that died for that flag. You hate everybody. And if you go, oh, my family, I'm a veteran, you hate yourself. You need to understand what you're saying. I work, I have health care. Bro, you're not the fucking only American. I don't know how else to explain this shit. I just don't. Like, this is like talking to a fucking wall. A wall that can give you the dumbest answers. It's like one of those magic 8 balls. There's like 3 responses, and you're not having a conversation. You're just doing shit. Oh. You get sick, lose the job that's supposed to pay for the sickness, then you have to fight for the stripped SSI. Yeah. You fucking asshole. You know what? You do pay taxes no matter what. And right now, your taxes are going to people that don't want to work. It's called Elon Musk. He don't fucking work. And he told you. He was CEO of 4 companies, left them all, and went to play games in the government, steal our data and our tax money. And when he was in the government as a special appointee, he was posting photos of video games in his office. You call that working? So Moo, you're only okay, and I already blocked you, but I just want you to leave you with this one last thought. You're not okay with paying taxes for the reason they're supposed to be. So the old lady across the street cannot die because she can't afford her health care, but you're okay for paying taxes so Elon Musk can be a trillionaire and do nothing all day. This is what I mean. You're a fucking sick American. I'll pay my taxes all day long as like in Massachusetts, it's going to feed kids and ensure they're not getting sick. And if they do, they can go to the doctor. That's the whole point of taxes, Moo. I don't know if you don't know that, but your whole bullshit about able-bodied people, bro, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Really. I don't care if you're able-bodied and don't want to work. Who the fuck would? I don't want to. Moo, you love your job or hate your family? Because not many people I know go, I just want to work some more. So you're a liar? Just don't come back, Moo. Don't hit subscribe. Don't come back. You've wasted too much of my time, and you're fucking so close-minded. You're the reason America is where it is today. This shit rests on your shoulders. God damn. I gotta go watch some Valenti VODs and calm down. Let's see what Chris is doing.
That's gonna
Rate my experience on YouTube. How would you just let me skip this ad? Jesus.
go into our plan.
Wait.
Ballots. By the way, they just publicized the voting records for 43 different states. And now they know if you didn't vote for Donald Trump, and the plan is to prevent you from voting if you didn't vote for Donald Trump in the 2026 midterm elections. That's not a fucking joke. If you are a registered Democrat, they're going to go out of their way to prevent you from voting in the 2020.
Oh, wait. He said if you're a registered Democrat, I've never been that. So, but let's be honest. I don't vote too often. I gotta be moved to vote. You know what I mean? I didn't vote for Biden, and I was glad that he beat Trump. I did vote for Kamala, and we know Trump cheated, so it didn't matter anyways, but they can't find me. I'm not fucking registered. Suck it.
6 midterms.
They are really corrupt elections, so I think if you want to do this, you have to tell them to start working on that. It's unbelievably one of the more corrupt states.
It's so crazy that people that support Donald Trump can hear him say this very clearly anti-American stuff, and they rationalize it in their mind. And then they, Joe Rogan goes like this, and they deep throat his lies. And then they've convinced themselves that they're the most American by, whatever kind of making sure people can't vote is going on. It's unreal. It's unfucking real. Smart people don't like me. Trump. Sassy Mo, what's up? Good to see you. I didn't see you before. Oh, Eddie, you're right. Donald Trump is softer than baby shit. Good line. Thank you. Donald Trump is. He's an absolute softy. Oh, Rob. Got him. I guess we're spicy today. I'm sorry, Dusty. You were here the whole time. I spent way too much time trying to explain to that guy how America operates. And when somebody says to me, I'm not paying taxes so able-bodied people could stay at home, which was his last comment, that's it for me. Because as soon as you say that, I know exactly who you are. You're just a fucking, small dick, little pussy. Because you're paying taxes. He's not paying taxes. Here's the thing about Moo. He's paying taxes no matter what. He just thinks in his mind, this isn't going to people who can't work. This isn't going to old people and young people. Like, Moo's paying taxes. Let's make that very clear. He's not taking a stand and not paying the government. He's just paying taxes so Israel can have universal health care. So Elon Musk can just do whatever the fuck he wants. That's why Moo's paying taxes. It's adorable. He thinks he's such a smart man.
In terms of that, but you uncorrupted.
We're watching the Valenti VOD right now. Shout out to Chris
Northwest
Valenti.
Corner loves you.
I know.
Thank you.
I know we have great love in New Mexico, but it's the elections are so corrupt. Not much you can do about it. We have that with numerous states.
I forget. I keep pausing it so he's live.
You. Just you.
No. Stop selling me stuff. Cut it out. I'm done. Sick of all the commercials everywhere.
In the last 2 weeks, you will go down in history as the greatest.
Oh, as the second Hitler? This is Brooke Rollins. You remember her? She's the agriculture secretary. She's the one who told you have one piece of chicken. She's the one that told you have a Great Depression meal. That's what we're calling it now. They've redid the food pyramid and they've redid what you should eat. Don't you love that when the government comes out and go, why are you bitches complaining? For less than $3, you can eat one piece of broccoli, one piece of chicken, and one tortilla. And that's literally the broad that's speaking right now, Brooke Rollins, agriculture secretary. She was just on News Nation saying Americans for $3 a meal, you could eat one piece of chicken, one piece of hold on, where is it? Hold on. Here it is. $3 a meal for a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, corn tortilla, singular, and one other thing. Can that one other thing be a fucking real meal? My God. I love how MAGA's like, oh, you should be scared of communism. And it's like, this is what they're telling you to eat under capitalism. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a little weird. The government's telling you how to spend your $3 allotment Great Recession meal. Fuck me. Oh my God.
President for the health of this country in history.
You just cut the funding for 20 million Americans' health care. Are we where, like, guys, this is why I tell you, like, I'm trying to be a revolutionary optimist, but I don't have hope for this country. I have hope for us, the people. We can proceed, we can survive, but this nation is fucking over.
Charlie Kelly's here. Charlie, thank you for the $10 super chat. Rat meat is free. That is true. That is true. And he's referencing the animal rats, not, the rats in MAGA. Not Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys and official government rat. And ICE agent now. Charlie, good to see you. You huffing paint? What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Charlie, you missed it. Earlier I was playing some of Philly's finest, the Black Panther Party. Absolutely love them. Paul Birdsong. And now I'm just watching a little Valenti VOD. I had to calm down after that. Mushu was just being a dingus.
It is over.
Think about our new dietary guidelines from Bobby Kennedy and I, but with your leadership.
The new dietary guidelines is right here. Here's your new dietary guidelines. You get 4 things at every dinner. Remember when they were so scared of socialism? And now the government's telling you to eat 1 piece of broccoli, 1 corn tortilla, and 1 piece of chicken. This is so crazy. I just can't get over this. I can't get over this. And these people think they're American. You're the most anti-American person ever. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bernie said Soviet breadlines were a good thing. No, he didn't. Again, Eddie, what are you so scared of? Capitalism has taken everything from you. Everything. And now capitalists are telling you, have a corn tortilla for dinner, buddy. You know what they're preparing for. How hard it's about to get. Those tariffs are just starting to kick in. Listen to the truckers. They know. It's incredible that people won't take the time to educate themselves at all. They'll let Jessica Waters on Fox News, Donald Trump of, Oops, I Pooped My Pants TV. They'll listen to Elon Musk, who's done nothing in his life. Absolutely nothing. Without money, what has Elon got to show? 15 children? Well, without money, he wouldn't have those kids. All those bitches are in for the money. All of them. And they FAFO'd. We just talked about Ashley St. Clair having to sue Elon over his AI Grok bot because it was creating deep fakes of her. And he has a kid with her. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that to... These people are rancid. Rancid human beings. It's so sad. It's so sad that Americans are so stupid. They can easily be fooled by these half-ass grifters. Hold on. I want to get to the live part.
With China. So real quick, to all the capitalists in here, American free market capitalists, have you ever wondered why the so-called free market doesn't allow Chinese electric vehicles, doesn't allow Chinese cell phones, doesn't allow Chinese tech? Well, it's because it's way more superior than ours. It is far superior to anything that we create here, okay? And we don't allow that in.
And to comment on what Chris Valenti's saying, it's cheaper. There are YouTubers who have done the BYD. I think that's the big electric manufacturer in China. They've done these reviews of these top level electric cars that are like 20 grand. Like, that doesn't even exist in America. It doesn't even exist in America. I'm not kidding. Look up BYD on YouTube. I think it's BYD. Hold on. Because there are people that Yeah, BYD. Yep. Well, this is the American site. I'm not going, hold on. Go to YouTube, and then after you do that, type in BYD review, I'm guessing. Yes. Yeah. Check out BYD, the Chinese EV vehicles on YouTube. Just put in like BYD review and go watch some of those videos. And you're going to be pissed that, you know, the capitalists grifted you out of a superior car. Even if it's Chinese, it doesn't matter. It's affordable. It's luxury. That's the other thing. Like, it's just standard luxury vehicle. Where here in capitalist America, oh, you want windows that don't roll up like this? Okay, $500. You know? It's like, it's fucking crazy. Oh my God. It's so crazy. Anyways. Peace Dove, are you still here? I don't know. Elon is almost on every drug. I hate millionaires who are drug addicted, try to hide it behind autism because they can afford a diagnosis. That's a very good point, Dusty. I despise that stuff too. He's such a rancid human. He really is. Like, there's not many people as uniquely shitty as Elon Musk is. If China's so dope, why are you here? That's the most Chinese thing you could fucking say, Eddie. Because I believe in America and I'm trying to fight for people to have healthcare, food, housing, not work fucking 5 to 7 days a week, to have guaranteed parental leave from the birth of their child till they go to school, guaranteed by the federal government, paid for by billionaires and corporate taxes. I want people to have better education, freer education. I believe, just like my long fucking line of descendants who have fought and died for this country, I believe in a better nation, and I won't bend a knee to some orange McHitler like you will. That's why I'm not going there. You understand me? Because America, over its centuries, only 2, has progressed. Suffrage, civil rights, other rights. Do you understand what I mean? We're an experiment. We're continually trying to push forward, even against tyrannical wannabe kings. Oh, what film, Dusty? I didn't know that. People need to really know that billionaires and corporations get more in welfare than anyone else. Sassy Mo, really. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Sassy Mo. Oh my God, hold on. Where is it? Look at this. This is Trump's billionaire ally media and personal data ecosystem. These are the billionaires. This is the Epstein class. Look at all they own. You think you're getting fair and free market news? No. You're getting a very specific, curated algorithm to make you think what they want you to think. Really, look at this. Look at all that's owned by, there's 9 people on there. Well, 9 headshots. That's the father and son. There's Larry and Fart Ellison. I call him Fart. And the Murdoch family, it's really just the father Murdoch. He's the one that did it all. These are the Nepo babies. So 9 people own all this, almost everything in America. This is disgusting. This is not a free market. This is a corporate market by a few billionaires. That's it. Working class 100% deserve a bigger piece of the pie. I was showing this earlier because this should terrify you. This should terrify you. The top 10% of US earners account for nearly half of consumer spending. We can't continue on like this. If the bottom 80% is still dropping down, we're done. We're toast. There's no more free market. But I've said this for years. I said, what does Elon and Bezos and Zucker, do they just want all the money? Do we just need to fucking pass the cup around every neighborhood and just go, guys, just put in all the money and then they'll be happy? Like, what's the goal here? It's not prosperity for us. Okay, I'm going to show this because I've been doing this for a little while. I didn't realize how long we were going. This is, pause it and read this. This is a World War II Army talk pamphlet talking about American fascism. Fascists in America may differ slightly from fascism in other countries, but there's a number of attitudes and practices they have in common. Pitting of religious, racial, and economic groups against one another in order to break down national unity is a device of the divide and conquer technique used by Hitler to gain power in Germany and other countries. With slight variations to suit local conditions, fascists everywhere have used this method. So there's a few different points. 2, fascists cannot tolerate such religious and ethical concepts as the brotherhood of man. And it is accurate to call a member of the Communist Party a communist. That's what you see here. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a communist. This is fascism taking hold, folks. So, Eddie, you don't get to say, I don't think there should be corporate welfare. That's what Donald Trump did. He's already done it. It's not even like a thing. Like, if you voted for Trump, you believe in corporate welfare. He allowed Elon Musk to come into the government, get all of the contracts out, and give them to his companies. End all the subsidies. So all of our tax money is going to fund the world's richest man. You do believe in corporate welfare. You just don't know it. Because anybody that doesn't would see Donald Trump and go, oh yeah, he works for the corporate Epstein class, and not vote or support him. I hate to break it. No, I love to break it to you. Because stop saying shit like that. Just say, I voted for Donald and he's a corporate welfarist. He got all his money from his dad. Now he just wants all the government's money. What do you think he's doing there? What do you think he's doing when he uses our tax money to go to Scotland and open up his personal Trump golf course? When he spends millions of our taxpayer money. What do you think that's corporate welfare. He's giving the Trump Corporation our tax money to open new clubs. You believe in it. You're just too dumb to fucking know it. America, not the best. China, also bad, but invested better. Yeah, they invested in their people. I'm not for authoritarians, but goddamn, would I just want some investment in human life, you know? Oh, okay. It's funny when people are like, China doesn't have good human rights violations. I'm like, do you know how America's fucking treated black people for the entirety of the country? Do you understand? Like, let's not do the comparison game, okay? Fucking really. I love when people are like, they have human rights. Yup. No, we know. We're also dealing with the Proud Boys posing as ICE, kicking in Americans' doors right now. So, I don't know. I don't think we got the fucking way to talk. We should just be addressing, what did China do to have fucking high-speed rails? How did they do that? How do they do that? And let's do it. Okay? Deal. Shake. Okay, good. What happened to America First? Oh, that was bullshit from the beginning. They didn't care. America First went like, this was what America First meant to MAGA. White people on top. And then what MAGA found out was Donald Trump meant America First, or America First meant the Epstein class first, the billionaire class first. And that's who he's taking care of. You know, he's taking that Venezuela oil money and he's sending it to Qatar. You know, the people who gave him that free jumbo jet that we had to use our taxpayers to strip it of recording devices. Probably because no one wants to know what's going on that plane. Holy shit. If it's anything like Donald Trump flying on the Lolita Express, we do not want to know it. Release the files, Donald. Release the files. What are you hiding? Do you know Sasha Riley? These people. Thank you, Sassimo. What was I going to say? I forgot. All right, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Dusty, thank you for putting in the work today. I appreciate you. Sassimo, good to see you. And Charlie Kelly, thank you for the super chat, but also thank you for stopping by. Good to see you as well. All right, guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and always, always fight fascism. Antifa forever.